It's that time of the year again, when herds of people make a mad dash to the local gym for their annual 2-week training hiatus. When thousands and thousands of dollars are spent and wasted on meal prep equipment. When millions of before pictures are uploaded only to be lost in the cloud. It's New Year's resolution season. And if you're unaware, resolution is just a fancy word for goal, which is what we'll be talking about in today's video. Goal setting explained. Let's start with the definition. Goal, the result or achievement toward which effort is directed. And a few synonyms: ambition, destination, intention, mission, objective, and target. Essentially, a goal is something you're trying to do or achieve. Pretty simple, right? Except if goal setting is such an easy task, why do so many people fail to do it? Every dream starts with a goal. In fact, just about everything ever accomplished starts with a goal. Nobody ever just became a millionaire or the president or a world champion cyclist without thinking about it beforehand. They probably dreamed about it long before it actually happened. In fact, they probably wrote it down and hung it up on the wall. Setting goals is a crucial part of success in just about every area of life, but especially for athletes. Goal setting in athletics is easy. Win. Boom. That's it. That's the end of this video. Just kidding. It's not that easy. This study on pain tolerance had subjects place their hand in a cold pressor stimulus machine, a legal and ethical way to induce pain, to see how long they could last before succumbing to the pain. What they found out was that when subjects were given a specific time goal, their tolerance for pain was greatly enhanced. So what does that mean for us athletes? It means that when we have a clear goal in mind, we can push harder and endure longer during training and racing. Matt Fitzgerald writes, goal setting is an indispensable tool for maximizing performance. Because don't forget,
it's all about performance. That's the name of the game. I pump up my tires and I oil my chain.
This study on goal setting sums it up nicely. Goal setting theory is among the most, if not the most, practical theory for increasing performance. Improving performance starts with a goal. It's as simple as that. Another study on goal setting in athletes writes, most coaches and athletes would agree that success in competitive sports depends largely upon two factors, skill and motivation. This article describes a technique we believe can be used to increase both the skill and confidence of athletes in competitive sports. This technique is goal setting. Wow, what a killer way to open up your research article. But it's true, goal setting is a big deal. If you strip it down to the bare bones, coaching is all about goals. An athlete comes to a coach and says, hey, I have this big goal and I need your help to accomplish it. And then they come up with an entire training process oriented around that goal. With that being said, I want to be a coach that takes goal setting very seriously. I don't want it to just be a one-sentence conversation and that's that. So, what's your goal? World domination. Cool. Do you have a power meter? I want there to be a deeper conversation when it comes to my athletes and their goals. I want to understand where they are right now in relation to their goals and then help them get there. I need to know where their destination lies before we can jump aboard the training train. Choo choo! Setting goals is an easy way to increase motivation within athletes when it comes to the daily grind. Massimo Testa, in his book Faster, Better, Stronger, writes, motivation is goal-oriented. Having a goal is a way you activate your behavior with a purpose and a direction. As athletes, we're all familiar with motivation. When we look at our training plan and realize we have an important workout today, but then we also look at the weather app and realize there's a 100% chance of rain, which means a 100% chance of misery, we have to dig deep to find motivation. So how do we do it? How do we get ourselves to do that important workout on those miserable days? That's right, children, goals. Take a gander at this goal-setting equation that I theorized myself. Goals equals purpose equals motivation, close parentheses, equals action greater than circumstances. Let me explain. When you have a clear goal, it gives you purpose. And the purpose of your entire training program is to accomplish that goal. That overarching sense of purpose will fill you with motivation. And that motivation is what's going to fuel your daily actions despite any negative circumstances that may arise. Ed Burke, in his book Serious Cycling, writes, training is not an end in itself, but an activity with a purpose. If someone doesn't have a solid goal, they're not going to have the purpose or the motivation to overcome difficult circumstances. They're probably staying inside on the rainy days. Locke and Latham write in this goal setting study, goal setting operates primarily as a motivational mechanism to influence one's degree of effort and persistence in striving toward a goal. That leads me to another topic for goal setting: persistence. Goal setting makes persistent athletes. If you don't know what the definition of persistency is, let me indulge you. The definition of persistent is as follows: to continue steadfastly or firmly in some state, purpose, course of action, or the like, especially in spite of opposition. Locke and Latham again write, goal setting enhances persistence because effort is continued until the goal or sub-goal is reached. A persistent athlete is someone who's so focused on accomplishing their goals that nothing can stand in their way. Rain on the radar? Worth it. Eating vegetables? Worth it. Skipping that party that would interfere with your sleep? Worth it. Not eating donuts? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not get crazy. Ed Burke writes, self-discipline is enhanced and priorities are more easily established if you have goals to work toward. The motivation and purpose that come with goal setting creates persistency. And if you actually want to see those goals come to fruition, you're going to have to become quite persistent in your endeavors. Another way goals create improved performance is through self-efficacy, or as us common folk call it, confidence. This study on goal setting writes, the increase in self-efficacy resulting from goal attainment and from the satisfaction derived from it leads to the setting of increasingly higher goals. Ed Burke writes, meeting your daily goals is a tremendous confidence builder. And Matt Perman, in his productivity book titled What's Best Next, writes, knowing where we're headed gives us the confidence and direction to live as we ought to live. Goals naturally spark confidence in the ones setting them. Set goals, be confident, win races, and then set bigger goals. The last and most interesting aspect of goal setting that I want to talk about is its effect on the brain. Matt Fitzgerald, in his book Brain Training for Running, writes, goals are simply a way of raising the stake of a maximum effort run so that your brain will allow you to run a little harder. As we all know, our bodies have limits. Go beyond these limits and bad things happen. Our brain's role is to prevent our bodies from going beyond these limits so that we don't end up damaging ourselves or even killing ourselves. But let's say you're in a life or death situation. In those rare circumstances, your brain will actually let down its guard so you can escape death. I mean, if you're getting chased by a bear, who cares if you tear a muscle in the process? You're probably going to run the fastest mile of your life if you're in that situation. Now, stick with me here. This is what we're doing when we set big goals. Matt Fitzgerald goes on to write, setting race goals, and particularly peak race goals, is one way to increase the importance of a race so that you're capable of achieving something closer to life-saving performance. The pressure that comes with setting big goals replicates this life or death feeling to some extent, so that we can push ourselves deeper than if the stakes were lower. The big takeaway here? Just pretend like there's a giant bear chasing you during all your intervals. Or actually go buy a live bear and have it chase you during your intervals. That's all I've got for this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit the subscribe button and share it with your friends. And if you're interested in finding a coach, be sure to check out the Ignition Coach Co website. We'll get you connected with a solid coach. And until next time, y'all stay rad. Don't forget to check out the merch page where you can hook yourself up with a rad jersey like this one. The link is in the description below. Does this look good?